Clear your desk of everything but the one thing you're working on. If necessary, place things in drawers, on the credenza behind you, in the wastebasket, in cupboards, or even on the floor. Do whatever is necessary to turn your desk into a clear, clean, uncluttered work environment with just one thing, the most important thing before you when you begin. The second idea for getting yourself organized follows from the first. It is to have everything you need at hand before beginning. Like a good cook or a master craftsman or any professional, assemble all the tools of your trade before starting on the job. Get all the information that you will need. Get pens, notepads, stick-on notes, calculator, ruler, dictaphone, file folders, and anything else you can think of before you commence work. Idea number 3 is to resolve to handle every piece of paper only once. Make a decision to do something with it when you pick it up, and don't pick it up unless you're ready to act on it. It is better to stack it up and put it aside for appropriate action later. Stephanie Winston, in her book, Getting Organized, recommends that you use what she calls the TRAF system, where the word TRAF is spelled T-R-A-F. Each letter stands for a specific action. T stands for toss. One of the best time management tools in any home or office is the wastebasket. The fastest way to save time in reading anything is to simply throw it away. This applies to junk mail, unwanted subscriptions and catalogs, sales circulars, and anything else that is not relevant to your goals. Use the wastebasket to get rid of reading materials that have been hanging around for months. Ask yourself, if I did not read this, would there be any negative consequences? If the answer is no, then throw it away as fast as you can. The next letter in the TRAF system is R. R means to refer or delegate. When you pick up a piece of paper, ask yourself if there is someone else who should be acting on this. Is there someone else who can do it better than you? Is there anyone else to whom you can delegate action? The third letter in the TRAF system is A for action. These are the pieces of paper, letters, proposals, and so on that you must personally do something about. So get yourself a file folder and put the word action on the tab. Have the folder handy. When you come across something that you need to do something about, simply put it in the file to work on later. The last letter is F, which stands for file. But before you file anything, remember that 80% of papers filed are never needed, used, or seen again. Designating something to be filed creates work. Before you decide to put something in your files, ask, what would happen if I couldn't find this piece of paper? Ask, what would be the negative consequences of not being able to have this information available? If there are no negative consequences, or very little would happen, or if you could get the information somewhere else, then throw the piece of paper away. By the way, I initially found it quite difficult to use the wastebasket so generously, but with experience I have found that very little of what I have thrown away has ever been needed again. The habit of tossing rather than saving and filing has been a big time saver for me, as it has been for many others. The purpose of the TRAF system is to get you to take action on a piece of paper when you pick it up. Do something, anything with the piece of paper. Move it along at least one step. One of the greatest time wasters of all is continually picking up the same piece of paper, reading it, putting it down, and having to come back to it later, over and over. The fourth idea for getting yourself organized is, when you're finished with it, put it away. Complete your transactions. Start with a clean workspace and end with a clean workspace. There is something deeply satisfying about task completion, and that means leaving nothing out. Discipline yourself to finish what you start. Teach and encourage others to finish their work and put things away. Especially teach your children by setting a good example. One of the hardest things for people to learn is the habit of putting things away, but it is a habit that serves them all their lives.